Well, good morning, everybody. Hi. A little frog in my throat. It's early, isn't it? Hi, everybody. Hey, it's Becky from Power Tools with Thread, and you are in our Stitchuation room. We have a morning quilt retreat, a virtual quilt retreat, where we hang out with each other and chit chat in the chat here on YouTube. And for those of you who are catching the replay, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate that. I've got my second cup of coffee. Everything's going fine. I've got refills waiting for me this morning, so I'm okay today. I've got it under control. But yeah, it's great. Hey, I saw one of you asked about bobbins. I think it was Johnny May. You asked about bobbins for your dream machine. I've got a link to these below the video in the description box, okay? And I have a link to these. They are Dime, Designs and Machine Embroidery pre-wounds. I use these in all of my brother machines, and they all like them, even my Quattro. And my Quattro's an older machine, and it has 2 upgrades in it, so it thinks it's a dream machine, but I don't tell it different because I don't want to hurt its feelings, right? But these are great. They're pre-wound. See that? I've had this tube for probably 2 years, and I'm still not finished with it. And I embroider constantly, so these last a really long time. Style A, class 15, 36 pieces. This is 130 yards of the 70 weight. See that right there, the 70? I'm going to put it over my face so the camera might. The camera's asleep this morning too. I've hit record. Thank you all. I appreciate that. So, hey, Joan, good morning. All righty. Let me turn on my light so you can see what I'm doing here. Missouri Star had this the other day. It was on one of their daily deals. Couldn't resist. I am a sucker for this kind of tchotchke stuff. Oh my goodness. Hey, I got in new binding rulers. My binding ruler guy, Jason, my brother repair dude, he popped over yesterday afternoon. Hold on, I need a sip. And brought them over. We've got a little design change on these. These have your 45 on either end. So this particular binding ruler, what this is to put bindings on. It's really designed for while it's on the long arm, but you could do it, on a sit down. So once you pull the protective plastic off these, it looks, let me see. I've got one. Oh, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Yeah. Yeah. So this is my original design. It doesn't have the 45s on it. But what it is you put your binding on the quilt while it's on the long arm, and it's got a groove. It's called a groovy long arm binding ruler. So it's got a groove right here, and that snugs up right on the edge of that binding. I've got a video that shows how to use this on the product page, the links below. And you just put your hopping foot right in here. And man, you don't even need pins. So you don't even have to pin the binding. This thing holds it like pins all the way. You just keep, putting it on there, make sure it's straight. Fabulous. Major time saver. Works great. Love it. Love it. So that is the best way to put on bindings. Let me put this. I'm still, like I said, still sleeping over here, you guys. You're going to order one. Let me tell you, Laura, yeah, she's going to order one right now because they sell out pretty quickly. He can make them in 2.5 or 3 for 3-inch bindings. This one is for 2.5-inch strips. Didn't catch it previously. How often do I change the needles on a single needle embroidery machine? Bonnie, I change the needle when it breaks. You guys, these machines are not the machines of yesteryear, and same with the needles. The technology in these things is so far superior to what it was back in the day when we all first started 10, 15, 20 years ago, that the needle, everything can handle it. As soon as it breaks or it's bent, right? that's when I change the needle. Sometimes if it dulls, you'll stitch over a pin now and again and it'll lose the little teeny tiny point. If you hear it stitching and it's thunk, 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 change it. But other than that, I don't. Let's see. You've got a scan and cut question. Let's see. Redoing your daughter's bedroom since she moved out. Yay. Is it going to be your new sewing room? Use wallpaper. Could you cut some of the scraps to butterflies? Yes, you certainly can. Yeah, that is the direct cut function on the scan and cut. So when you scan in something, it comes up and it says, do you want to do, what is it? Save, cut to direct cut, or cut to scan, cut data, save cut data, whatever it is. I can't remember. Direct cut, that's the one where it'll scan in an image and then also play around with it and do regions. So we've got outside only, inside, outside only, and regions. And regions is for colors. So I have not done that, but that is what those buttons are for. So your tech, Bernadette, what? Your tech tells you to change it after each project, but you wait. Well, Bernadette, you're doing it right. You know what? Yesterday when Jason was here, I told him, I said, I would love to have an interview with you because, oh, Bonnie, thank you, sweetheart. Bonnie bought me, literally, this is a cup of coffee. This is it today, right? Thank you, darling. That is below the chat. There is a smiley face for emoticons, and then there's a $sign. And if you click the $sign, you can show your appreciation by buying a super sticker for my content. Hey, Laura. Laura's got some donuts. Yippee. So that reminds me, you guys, we have a virtual kitchen. And we have got all kinds of goodies in there. Help yourself. There is coffee and juice. And it looks like Laura brought donuts. Usually on Fridays, Scotty Dog brings monkey bread. So that's very cool too. Yeah. It's really wonderful because there's no calories or fat in our kitchen in our virtual quilt retreat. But all righty. Yeah. So I told Jason yesterday, I said, look, I would love to sit down with you because there's I don't know how to put this. I prefer technicians that have a practical nature. Jason is so incredibly busy that like with appointments. While he was here yesterday, his phone went off 5 times with a disaster of a machine breaking, and they need it fixed right away because they're getting ready for Christmas gifts, right? And he's like, well, I'm sorry. I can't do anything. He is booked on appointments from now, into December, all the way up till Christmas. So he doesn't mind people who maintain their own machines and take care of them themselves and do the things that they need to do. He did tell me, if you're going to be working on projects for Christmas that you're going to give away as gifts and you absolutely have to get them finished, you need to get that done. Probably you need to be working on it by Labor Day, he said, because not so much his time to get them fixed as it is to get parts. And depending on the machine that you have, then that can determine whether they can get parts for it or not. And then his time required to get the part and then get it over there to your machine and get it fixed. So, that's a great piece of advice from a repair technician perspective that you don't usually think about. So, Jude's right. If possible, you should always have a backup machine, which, that can work. So like I have a backup machine, but if I'm working on something in a 6x10 hoop, or I'm sorry, in the 10x16 hoop on Luminaire, and the luminaire goes wonky. I can't pop it into my 6x10. It won't work. Good morning, everybody. Yeah, good morning. Parts are always the deal maker breaker. That's right, Joan. Sure enough. Always. Yeah. Made by Margie says she ought to start in January. The problem is they don't give us those cute designs until later on near summer, right? Christmas in July type thing. Yeah. Okay, here we go. This is a good one, Linda. Her Quattro 2 needed TLC during Christmas. That's right. Wait time for repairs was 3 months, so you traded it in. That Quattro is a good machine. A lot of people are holding on to their Quattros and their dream machines because it has a camera in it, and camera stitching and placement is always amazing. So that's a good thing to have. The Quattro, not Quattro, it does have the camera in it, and it's nice. Like I said, it thinks it's a dream machine once you do all the upgrades on it. But my Gypsy here, this 6x10, she doesn't have a camera, but she stitches right along. But this one, this is the Brother NQ3700D, this one right here. This is my backup embroidery machine. So my travel machine. It's my backup single needle. I'll put it that way because Spanky's over there in the other corner, my big 10 needle. Oh my word. El Faber says it's snowing now. No, thank you. Goodness sakes. Y'all that live up north, my goodness. So I know I had a technician too tell me, if you see a big chunk of dust in your machine and you can't get it, get out the can of air. So many people say don't, because it'll blow everything back up deeper inside. That's the thought process behind that. And what do you think your technician does? You take it into the tech. First of all, if you get a bunch of dust and stuff shoved back further up inside your machine, you're going to have to take it in and have it serviced anyway, eventually. And the technician's going to take it all apart and service it and get it all out for you. So, Jamie wants to know how my TSA appointment went yesterday. It went great. Thank you. And thank you for the recipe. Yes, it was awesome. I got all kinds of recipes from y'all. So thank you very much. Let me put your question up so I can answer that for a second. But it was the craziest thing going to this TSA appointment. So I am leaving for London on Friday. I'm actually leaving for New York on Friday. And then we fly out on Saturday out of JFK for London with Sulky. And I wanted to get TSA pre-check done. Nothing like waiting for the last minute, right? So I got the appointment. I made it online, and they had a lot of appointments available. And the closest one to me is about 40 minutes away. And it's on the southeast side of San Antonio. Okay. It's off of Southeast Military and Pressa. So way down there. And I'm at the address, and it's like one of those strip malls with all the different, T-Mobile in it. And there's a little restaurant, a taco joint, there's all these things. And I'm looking, and there's this, it was Suite 108. Well, Suite 108 is a lab where you go, truckers can go in to take a tinkle and make sure they're drug tested for, people on parole roll in there and get their drug tests and all this stuff. Not my crowd, right? And it doesn't say TSA pre-check on the door at all. And I'm looking and looking and looking, driving around in circles in this parking lot. And I thought, well, I'm just going to go in there and see if this is the place. Because it had a whole list, but it's a lab, okay? Had a whole list of stuff that they do on the door and the paint on the door, but it didn't say TSA pre-check. So I go in there, the place is empty except for these young ladies wearing their black scrubs with their mask. And I pop in and I look over the counter, and I have the look, right? And this young lady says, TSA pre-check? I said, yeah. She goes, you're in the right place. Okay. So I go through there and come on in, come on back, right? There was nobody there. I just walked right in. I thought I was going to go to some place that was an office that looked like the Social Security Administration. No, TSA pre-check is not like that. So I go in there and everything, and she's got a big old fancy tablet, and we're going through all of the questions that I answered online when I made my appointment. And then you got to get thumbprints, fingerprints. It's all digital. You don't get ink on you anymore. And then she holds it up to my face and takes a picture. I didn't wear any makeup. I should have. It doesn't matter. And go through there. And I mean, in 10 minutes, I was like out of there. I paid my $78 fee and off I went. And she told me, so the TSA, and this is typical of the federal government in the United States. I don't know about where y'all live overseas, but when I was active duty Air Force and then a retired civilian, we've got this 10-digit number they assign. It's a 10-digit, they call it an EDI-PI. I don't know. It's an identifier number. So I assumed, and that was my known traveler number when I was traveling, when I was a civilian in active duty. So I could TSA pre-check for free with that, right? Well, now I was like, are they going to renew that known traveler number? Because it's on my military retiree ID card. No, ma'am, you're going to get a new one. Why? That's crazy. I've already got a number associated with me. Why doesn't the federal government just use that number? I don't know. It's crazy. Yeah. Oh, Eli says TSA pre-check was pretty sketchy also. It just was so funny to me that these two young ladies who are lab techs, they went to school to be lab techs, okay, to take blood and urine and whatever else it is that they do. And I had to use the bathroom before the ladies' room. There's only one John in that place. So I had to use it before I left because it's a 40-minute drive home and I was full of coffee. And it's one of those with big do not flush tape on the handle, right? Because they're doing drug tests there. And a door with a window where you can put a pee sample through. I'm like, oh my word, where am I? Oh my goodness. So, oh, Freda, your hubby agreed to a new machine. Yay. Just get both. Get a combo machine. Because they are so expensive, I am of the mind, get the most machine you can afford and get something where you're not going to go, dang it, I wish I had an embroidery machine. So a good one to get, and I'll tell you, that's that one that's sitting right here, this Brother NQ3700D. Combo machine. Don't use the Disney stuff in it a lot, but it has everything that I love in a sewing machine with a knee lift, and it's got the auto presser foot up so you can pivot with needle down, which is awesome. And then it's a 6x10 hoop. So it runs about $4,000. That's about what it is. But if you can swing it and go bigger, get the Stellaire up to the Luminaire. But yeah, it's a great machine. I absolutely love it. And it's lightweight enough that you can move it around your sewing room without killing yourself. Yeah. Bernadette, oh, I'm sorry. Let me answer this question right here. What stitch count should you take the Luminaire in for service when it needs it? There's not a stitch count. Again, that the machines, run it till it stops, you know. See, Bernadette has camera regret. And that's hard because if you want to, I mean, you can trade it in and trade up, but you're talking more money. So it just makes the best financial sense. And here's a way you can think about it too. If you've got good credit and you can get that Synchrony finances all of these dealers, okay, you get 0% for 3 to 5 years, depending on the cost of the machine. So if you take this $4,000 machine and divide it by 48, right? 12 months times 4, isn't that 48? Like 36, 48, yeah. How much is that a month? And you can swing that, you know, so you kind of got, that's how I did it with mine. That's how I bought my Luminaire, and that's how I bought my 10 needle. So they were on the 5-year plan, both of them, and it's worth it. Very worth it. Yeah. Okay. Are you going to Hawaii? Oh, yay. Good for you. Oh, good. Tina, be sure to tell Patricia. Now, I didn't meet the mom, but be sure to tell Patricia you heard about their store on my channel. I appreciate that. Yeah. So Synchrony's your best friend. I know, Pam. Synchrony, we got some of those beds, those Tempur-Pedic that split. They move up and down and all that. That was on Synchrony. Yeah. Yes, the Solaris, Kim, is the cousin to the Luminaire. They are virtually identical. It's really funny the way, from what I understand, I don't know, this is way if I was building a plant in Taiwan, that's where they're made. You know, you got Baby Lock brains and Luminaire brother brains. So they get the brains made where they have different designs and whatnot in them, IQ Design versus Design Center. And then they go together for the assembly. And at the end, they split and go into different boxes. Emily, what? The dealer told you it would cost more for the machine if you use and you hit enter before you finish your thought, sweetie. Yeah. Oh yeah. The Solaris is a phenomenal machine. It's the Luminaire. It's the same machine. It's a GMC and a Chevy. It's a Ford and a Lincoln. It's the same. Yeah. Oh, correct. Yeah. Now that's normal right there, you guys. So Synchrony's great, but if you're on a promotion, don't be late on a payment because the interest will be tacked on. Correct. Yeah, I just set mine up on auto pay. It's on a bill pay thing. That's the way I did it with mine. Mine are all paid for now. So. Oh, and Jason was telling me yesterday the nicest thing. He said grandmas are in town now for Thanksgiving, right? And so many of his customers are either grandma's in town or families in town. And it's just so neat that the granddaughters are there and they want to learn the long arm and they want to learn how to sew and that. So this is a perfect opportunity. You know, I know you're busy with Thanksgiving and all of the rush around with that, but if you get an opportunity to grab a grandchild and say, let me show you how to do this, and think about that and do that. Show them how to sew on a button, right? Show them how to tack up a hem, some life skill. When my son was in college, he was like, Mom, I'm so glad you taught me how to do that. So even if you guys don't get to make anything or finish a project, definitely I want to encourage you to set that spark because it is a wonderful, wonderful gift that you can share. And your kids, if you did this with your kids, they may or may not have been interested in it, but this is person-to-person time with the grandkids. Put down the screen and come over here and let me show you. Let's put a button on and just reach in your scrap bin and just do it. So yeah, and that's a really nice thing. I need to stitch, you guys. So I am continuing to work on American Pie. That is those blocks, the red, white, and blue blocks that are up there, those big ones. Continuing to work on that. I do not want to get behind. So yes, Pam, this is correct right here. The cost was cheaper using Synchrony. Correct. Why? Dealers get a bump from the finance company. That's why it's cheaper to buy a vehicle from Ford Credit than it is, using Ford Credit than it is to pay cash. The dealers, they have deals working with credit companies. See, the credit company's counting on you to miss a payment so they can make all their money. Yeah. Oh, this is great. Look, baby doll crafts. Nope, my bad. Wrong one. Your dealer recommends service every 2 million stitches on your Stellaris. Sure. Your dealer wants you to come in and pay them for a service call. I didn't say that. So this is great. Started with your grandson early. You drew a straight line and now he's couching on the long arm. Look at you. That's awesome. That is fabulous, fabulous. Yeah, I love that. Teach your kids to sew. They will never have money for... I love that, Debbie. That's hilarious. Never have money for drugs. You know, I watched a video. Oh, the crap you see on TV. But I was watching a video of, it was a group of Marines that were in uniform and they were in downtown Austin. I don't know what time of night it was. And they're all down there and they're in front of a club and a young lady got into a fit and she had a phone and she threw it in the street and somebody, not a Marine, one of the people in the crowd reached out and smacked her. And then I don't know what happened, but the Marines all ended up in fisticuffs with the locals. Okay. And then the cops show up. Did y'all see this? Goodness. Then the cops show up and it's so funny. You can see the look on the cops' faces. They're like, uh-oh, service members. And they know that the Marines are not the bad guys here, right? And then the mounted police roll in with horses. Good grief. Anyway, I'm sitting there watching that and it occurred to me, these people need something to do. You know, had that young lady been up watching the Stitchuation room at 7 in the morning and sewing, she probably wouldn't have been down in front of that club at that hour of the night. Idle hands, right, are the devil's folly. Anyway, all right. So I don't know. Now look at you, Sharon. Yeah, it's wonderful. So here are the blocks I'm trying to continue to make this month. This month has half blue and half red, whereas all the other ones had blue all the way around and red all the way around. So I'm doing this one. Yeah. Okay. So I need to get my machine going right here. We can work on this. I still got my project board. Yeah. Okay. I don't drive into Austin. If I can avoid it, I don't. The last time I was in Austin, I went to QuiltCon in February of 2020, right before the lockdown, and it was miserable. I get tired of being pestered by the hobos. Remember we used to call them hobos on the street? Yeah. Always asking you for money. I need money for fabric. Don't they know? I have a habit too I got to support. What'd I do with my glasses? Sad stuff. Yeah. QuiltCon. I'm with you, Pam. I don't like QuiltCon. It's not my cup of tea. It's a, yeah. QuiltCon's okay. I like to go for the vendors to see what's new out there. But, Kay, you're funny. Kay lives up by Waco. Yeah, the quilts that go into QuiltCon, it's really more for the modern quilting guild type folks, which is great. I mean, I'm nothing against it, but there was a lot of political message. Are you using bad grammar? There were a lot of political messages and social justice type of things that I just don't personally care to see that in quilting. Foul language in quilting. Can you believe that? Which, I mean, again, it's a form of expression and that's fine. It's just not my cup of tea. And that's fine. To each his own, right? You do you, and that's okay. But I probably won't attend another QuiltCon. So, all righty here. I gotta figure these out, make sure I sew them together properly. Oh, I gotta turn on my iron. I got a, Patricia gave me this point turner from So Special Maui. This is made out of koa wood. Her uncle made this. I was lucky it got through TSA flying back in my backpack, right? I've heard, she said, people get these confiscated all the time at the airport. It went right through in my backpack and they didn't say anything because we didn't have checked baggage. We just hopped over from Oahu to Maui and it was a 1 day over in the morning and back in the afternoon. But it's Koa Fabrics Creaser, Koa Fabric Creaser, TC Woodworks. Isn't that cool? They've got these up by the register. So it is a collar point turner, which is nice. And then this is a creaser and it works really well. This wood is so incredibly strong. So, oh my goodness. Oh yeah. There is a discount code for EMBRILLIANCE. They just released it last night. I put it below the video, 10% off, bundle up 23, I think it is. Please use my link. And what is the free bundle? Kelly wants to know. It's a free design that you can get. Just go, you know, when you're on their site, their very homepage, embrilliance.com, kind of scroll down in the middle of it, and it's got, so last month was November. So it's just an embroidery design that says the month, and it's got some acorns on it. And then this month has December, and it's got Santa hat and some snowflakes. So I think ideally you could put these on the bottom of a towel, and then you've got a towel for the month, right? To hang on your stove or whatever. Very cool. So it's a free design, and Lisa Shaw designs those. So, all right. Somebody asked yesterday, what is my iron? This is the Cricut Mini Press, no steam, and wonderful little iron. I love this. And then I am using, I need to put this link below here again, you guys. These are my pressing tools from Gray Rooster on Etsy. Absolutely the best. Little clapper and a seam roll. So I got all these. I've got to put these together, okay? And when I initially press them, that the seams are going the same way. So on this one, I need to press them the other direction now. I only press my seams. These I don't press open. I do press open when they're not going to nest, because I don't nest seams very well that are pressed open. What are you guys talking about? Did I rent a car in Hawaii? Yes, Margie, I did. Matter of fact, and I did it through Southwest because I used their points. I'm on their reward program. So got off the plane and grabbed a car over at the Thrifty. It was fine. It was good. We enjoyed it. Yeah, we also rented a car. Now that was on Maui, and then we also rented a car in on Oahu to get around the island, and that was good. All right, y'all. When I pin, I start in the center first. It's just it seems to be more effective for me to pin in the center and in one side of the seam allowance and out the other, to make sure that they are locked like that. Okay. So yeah, that is a neat souvenir. I know, it was so nice. Y'all, those folks are the nicest people. So now her dad was there. He's the guy in charge of ordering and putting stuff out and that kind of thing. He Designs by Juju. Julie just texted me bright and early this morning. He had a neat story. He was in the Army 45 years ago and was stationed in Hawaii and met his soon-to-be wife. And she started the sewing store, So Special. And he he would work all day in the Army, and then he would go to the store at night and he would sweep and take the trash out and do that kind of thing. It was her store. And when he finished his time in the Army, he just full times now at the store. But I thought that was really a neat thing. So I got to catch up. Margie, thank you, sweetheart. You are a dear. Thank you so much. That's very thoughtful of you. I appreciate that. Did I send pineapples home? Fisher Vent wants to know if so they did. They did give us, we took the Maui Gold pineapple tour. And if you get a chance to do that, do it. I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It was great. I found out things I never knew about pineapples. My friend Dana, she thought they grew on trees. I kind of did too, but they don't. They grow out of the ground. But turn the machine on, Becky. So they give you 2 free pineapples at the end of the trip. And y'all, we had gone, we got there on Wednesday. We went to the pineapple tour on Friday, and we weren't due to fly home until Thursday, which the pineapples wouldn't keep. And I didn't have the right tools to cut them up. I gave them away to the housekeeping at the hotel. She was happy. Dana did the same thing. She gave away her pineapples. But we got to taste the Maui Gold there. We had a tasting. Oh, they were delicious. This is awesome, you guys. This is what I'm talking about right here. Yeah. Look at that. Ba-boom. Yeah. I love it when everything comes together, don't you? Yeah. That turned out really, really good. If you're brand new to quilting, don't do this program. Don't attempt it. Yeah. Hey, Marlene. Thank you for joining us. You're in Lubbock? Awesome. Yeah, awesome. One of my Texas sisters, hundreds of miles away. I'm just southeast of San Antonio, my friend. All right. Do I wash my fabric before I iron on the SF101 before I do embroidery? No, ma'am, I don't. So that completely depends, really, if the project's going to be washed. If it's a wall hanging, I don't bother. If it's going to be washed, okay, like if you've got something on the back of a block and you're going to do it in a quilt, then I would pre-shrink the SF101 by steaming over it and making sure it does its thing. It's completely up to you. I always pre-wash reds that will be washed. They get a vinegar bath first. Oh, wow, Diane, you've got pineapple growing in your garden. That's awesome. They say they take like 2.5 years. Oh, I know. Coffee time. I got some of the coolest pictures of those pineapples growing. Did I enjoy the Kona coffee? Yes, ma'am. I love Kona. Kona's great. Oh. Yeah, Tina, definitely do that. It's really a neat experience. She says she's going to have to add the pineapple tour to her list of things to do. You can buy your tickets online, and you need to do that ahead of time because there's only so much space on the little bus that they put you on. And if you've got mobility issues, it's not a big deal. You just need to be able to get up and down the 3 or 4 steps in and out of that big van bus thing that they have. But they take you out all around the pineapple plantation, essentially is what it is. And they take you to the different phases of where the pineapples are growing. So you got little bitty baby pineapples, and then you've got almost mature, and then you've got ready for harvest. And they show you the machinery and whatnot for planting and picking. And then they tell you the story of the plantation So you get the history. It was very neat. A plus, I would definitely say that. And then when it's all done, you get to walk into the plant where they do all the packaging and that kind of thing. So there's a restaurant across the street from there that they recommend you go to because their pineapple upside down cake is fabulous. Pricey. It was good. It was good. Pearl Harbor. Yes, ma'am. Went there. Absolutely. Did the USS Arizona. Didn't do the Mighty Mo, the USS Missouri, but we did go to the Arizona. It was wonderful. I wrote an article. Was it yesterday morning? Day before? They were asking for articles in my DAR chapter for our newsletter. And so I did the pictures and talked all about that. That was nice. All righty. Now I need this one. Let's see. I'm missing one. I am missing one. How am I missing one? I thought I was. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Huh. No, something's wrong. Yeah. I'm missing the dot background with 2 white pieces. Oh, wait. No. Yeah, I'm missing the dot background with 2 white pieces. I'm all confused. Let's see. This one goes here. I'm playing puzzles now, you guys. Okay, those go there. And then the next one is the dot background with the 2 white pieces, and I don't have it. And then the next one is this one, and then this one, and then this one. Look at that. I got a hole right there. Where did those go? Check the floor. I know, right? No, I don't know. Does that happen to y'all? I think they get up. What kind of board am I using to arrange my pieces? This is a project board. These are so incredibly handy, y'all. So this is one I purchased I was up in San Angelo, Texas, the Fiber Co-op. She's got some of these that she made. But it's a piece of just foam board. See, it's just foam board. And you take some adhesive spray and spray on some batting. And then these are 2.5-inch strips that are mitered and hot glued or glued some way on. Yeah, I've got multiple sizes. And these are great because you can move stuff all around your room. I've got my blue ones. Okay. I've got my blue ones right here. So I've got these 2 pieces. Now this, this is soft foam. I just had this handy and I put some batting on it with some 505 and it works fine. And then I've got my flying geese right here on this one. So, you know, yeah, those are great. Yeah, we really enjoyed. So my husband retired out of Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii, which is right next to Pearl Harbor. It's now called PHH, Pearl Harbor Hickam, something like that. And he gave us a windshield tour of the base. And there's buildings there that still have pockmarks in them from the bullet holes from the planes that were flying over. December 7th, 1941, y'all. And I was just, I couldn't imagine the terror coming from the sky like that. Oh, my word. It was a very sombering thing. So yeah, they were working on the monument, the USS Arizona, back in 21, but it's good now. It was sinking. I think they've shored it up. Okay. So glue 2 pieces of cardboard together and then top with bat. Oh, that's a great idea, Sue. Good. Thank you. That's a wonderful idea. Good morning, Diane. Did I go to the quilt store? No, I didn't. I did not. The only quilt store I went to was So Special in Maui. Yeah. I'm making American pie. Frankly Foster, I'm making American pie. And it is those blocks right there, those red, white, and blue blocks up here, all of these. It was, I started it as a block of the month through my local quilt shop, Fiberworks Fabric Studio. Y'all want to see what I'm doing with the black light? This is so handy. I know you guys have seen this before, but we got newbies. Take a black light. See how you can see the white on white dot? That's the right side of the fabric. That's the wrong side of the fabric. So that's how you know. Use a black light. This is in my Amazon store. Thank you, Kay. So I'm going to just jump on these with the flying geese. I'll go ahead and put those units together. 2 blues, 2 reds. I'll do that. Let's see. Yeah, Scotty Dog. And you know, you went there in May of 76. It hasn't changed. Hasn't changed a bit. A lot of history there. Lots and lots. I admire you guys that can do this without pinning. I just can't. Stuff dances around all over the place. Let's see. I need to make 2 rows of each of these. Okay. And 2 more. I'm gonna roll you up here. I can see. I got a cord issue down here. Let me see here. There we go. Do I take your black light to Hawaii to check out your room? No, I didn't. Free Spirit wants to know if I took the black light to check out the room. Y'all, I stayed in an Army hotel. It was very nice. I do look, though. Some things you don't want to see, right? But I do look before I get into a strange bed. Oh, my goodness. Lynn said she bought so much fabric in Hawaii, she had to buy another piece of luggage to send it back. That's funny. We left an air tag in Hawaii. My suitcase was just dying. I mean, it was one of those hard-sided ones, one of the newer hard-sided ones. And it was, you know, they get thrown around so much. Well, it literally was cracking through the side of it and no longer intact. So I bought a new suitcase at the base, BX, while I was over there. And so Keith said, well, I'll put my suitcase in your old one and we'll ship that back. And I said, okay. So he decided, well, his old suitcase wasn't going to fit in my old suit. Anyway, the air tag that was in his suitcase is still in Hawaii. He forgot to take it out. And I've got to get the air tag. We brought the old one home, the one that was breaking. We brought it home. And I forgot. I've got to get my air tag out of that and put it in my new one. Yeah. Oh, wow. Your mom's case has her mom's cousin and brother were at Pearl Harbor when it happened. Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's something else, y'all. Something else. Okay. This is looking good. Oh, I can hear Harley barking outside. Keith got up. He's got the dogs out for their morning routine. Frito's so funny. We have like Amazon rolls up, you know, or somebody delivering from FedEx or whatever. And I open the door and she just stands there and stares at them and they stop. They don't move. She looks pretty menacing. She's a sweetheart, and then sometimes she'll just out and out bark, you know. And she barks like a beagle. She bays. And my other healer, my other Australian kettle dog, she barked. Frito bays. It's a too funny. I'm like, what are you doing, dog? Oh, I love this. This is good. I'm gonna have to cut those the backgrounds. The red dot, or yeah, the red dot background for that. When I get done here, I've got to jump on finishing up the edge blocks for the classic Christmas, the red truck that we're doing live at 2 o'clock. It's a Hoop Sisters design. And we're doing that embroidery live. Today is multi-needle day. Yesterday was single needle day, but I got to take care of my multi-needle users too. Isn't it pretty, Heather? She says the Embrilliance free design. Yes. Yeah. So if you're new to embroidery, you will love Embrilliance software. It is so user-friendly. You can get training for free on it. I give it. Lisa Shaw gives it. There's a lot of folks on the internet, on YouTube, that give Embrilliance training. Just absolutely wonderful. You don't have to use embroidery software, but it makes your life so fun to play around with stuff. And it's really funny. Once you use Embrilliance, if you ever see other embroidery software, you'll look at it and go, why is that so hard? So, yeah. Thumbs up, everyone. Oh, yeah, you guys. Hey, thank you, Bernadette. Pop a thumbs up on the video. Okay, you're going to use the 8 at a time method for making HST. That's not my method, but I've shown how to do it. Thank you. Yeah, you'll like that much better. 8 at a time HSTs are the bomb for sure. Oh, well, Kim, save your pennies. I used to, you know, I would pick up pennies on the street when I was a kid, and my mom would say, penny make dime and dime make dollars. Dimes make dollars. So Embrilliance is on sale now, all the modules through the 24th. Then you can add that 10% on top of it. So the sale price on Stitch Artist 2 is $369. So you're going to save another 10% on top of that. That's $36. That's good. That's a good deal. To this day, you pick up pennies. Bernadette, I do too. I do too. Pick them up. Throw them in a jar. You never know. I will. I'm not going to say the phrase. I'll squeeze a nickel till the buffalo poops is a good way to put it. If I can get free money or get a deal on something, y'all, I'm all over it. All over it. I won't use the language. We have to be careful. You're not late, Lori. Good morning. Glad you made it. Karen started with Embird and now she's learning Embrilliance. Yeah, Embird's a good software. It really is. I found it a little more difficult than Embrilliance, but it's truly what you're used to, you know. Oh, what you're used to. Oh, this turned out beautiful, didn't it? Look at that. That's a nice strip. That turned out really good. And it's straight still. That's why I don't use steam. I want it Look, I want to show you guys something. This is important too. When you're pressing, don't press wonky, okay? So I've got this just laying on the measuring guide on my bed of my machine, but look, see how it's straight? It's not naturally wanting to do this. You got to be careful like that. That will torque your blocks. That's one of the reasons I don't use steam. You use steam to bend the fabric to your will and put it into submission. Well, I don't like to use steam when I'm piecing because I don't want the block to bend. I want it just to lay flat. So as you iron, just kind of keep that in mind. That's going to help your accuracy. Yeah, Jamie, I don't know. I asked her about that, and she wants to know if I'll get my TSA number in time for my travel. She said possibly 3 to 5 days. If not for the way over there, then she said for sure on the way back. Because the government already has my info, I'm a known traveler to them already. What about PE 11? PE 11 is difficult. Read the user guide. And the user guide is online, which is really nice. So you can have your tablet up next to you and kind of flip through and go through it and practice, that kind of thing. A lot of you got it with your machine when you bought the machine. And it will do, PE Design will do what I do, turning FCM files into applique. I just don't know how. You'd have to figure that out. Am I pressing the seams open? Marie wants to know. It depends. If I don't have to nest them, then yes. Like I did here. See that? Press that one open. Now, when I sew these long rows together, I press the whole thing. I will press it open on the long row. PE Design is a lot more expensive. Yeah, it is. It's upwards of $1,000 for PE Design. Yeah, Bundle Up 23 is the 10% off code, but y'all just don't hop over there and use the code. Do me a favor, please, and click the link below the video or go to my blog, powertoolswiththread.com. And then there is a tab or one of the pages is Shop PTWT Links, and click that. That gives me credit and helps out the channel very much. That's how I earn my living nowadays. I never thought that would happen. Never thought that would happen. But I love it, and I love you all. This is so fun. Alicia says she only picks up money if it's heads up. I was going through the local taco joint here years ago and paid cash, and they gave me my change. And there was a silver dollar. Yeah, they didn't know what they had. I didn't realize it until I got to the office. And then I was like, what is this? Yeah. Heads up for good luck. Sure. Why not, right? Good morning, Patricia. Find a penny, pick it up. All day long, you'll have good luck. All of those old sayings kind of keep us in good stead, don't they? Nothing wrong with picking up free money. So I follow Sunny Fox, Linda Fox. She's Navy, retired Navy, and she runs. She's a runner, She's a phenomenal embroiderer. And she picks up money all the time. She'll take a picture, she'll find, 36 cents or something on her trip. She'll stop running and pick up money. She says it's for thread. Rochelle, are you in Vernia too? Awesome. That's great. Pop me an email. Maybe we can meet sometime and say hello. powertoolswiththread@outlook.com. Have you been to that barbed wire burger? Pretty good stuff. It's a new burger joint in town. Yeah. You bookmark my Amazon page, Erin. Thank you. Appreciate that. So if you start from my link and shop on Amazon, I get credit for that, whether you buy quilting stuff or not. You know, I hope you get a new TV or a washing machine. Oh, good. Renee says her 2-year-old grandson's a pro at finding money. That's awesome. Well, they're closer to the ground and they have better eyes, right? Yeah. You guys are funny. I need to get this. Oh, what am I doing? This way. I'm not pinning this right. My brain. Tina, thank you, sweetheart. You are a dear. Thank you so much for my super sticker. You're a sweetie. I've got to get more. I got to get more thread. I know that. So I went through stitching on my sample, the truck that we're making it to from Hoop Sisters. On my 10 needle, I went through 3.5 bobbins just on those center blocks. Yeah. Time to get ready to go for the blood work today. I hope you studied for your test, Jamie, your blood test. Yep. All right, you guys, our hour is up. Thank you so much for joining me. Please give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you like the content. It is a pleasure to start my day with you all. So, all right, I am going to keep sewing on this. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Y'all go sew something. Bye.